Bonjour, Adam Beach.
Hello.
You're in the community. You've been brought here by Indayang, which is a halfway house. It's a place where a lot of us got healthy over the years. It used to be run by some highly respected elders, Harold and Juan the Frog.
Mm-hmm.
And it's close to the hearts of many people in this community. And so are you. You're a Anishinaabe. You grew up in Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking today about there was no other side of the tracks when you were growing up. Tell us a little bit about that desire you had to die when you were a gang member.
The the reference I made to the other side of the tracks is that society has built this idea that there's the good and the bad. And what I'm trying to teach our people, and especially to teach my children, is that, you know, when you have a child, that child is beautiful and perfect. They're not a bad seed. And for some reason, you know, if you grow up in a certain area like I did, that area represents a bad seed. So it doesn't matter how good you are or how you're pushing as an example. You're on the bad side of the tracks. So you're assumed that identity you have represents that. And I try to teach my kids to not determine their lives as good and bad, right and wrong side of the tracks, but just to maintain their own track. And that people will come in their lives who need help, who need guidance because they're from the good side or the bad side as society makes it. Because I guarantee you that people living in good families are dealing with sexual abuse. People who are in bad families, same thing. I know very wealthy families who are drug addicts and hide it very well. Same with the bad side of the tracks, as they say. So my life experience, as how I see it, there's no good and bad side of the tracks. Everybody has their own individual track that they take. It's just who they let on their caboose that slows them down or speeds up their journey in a good way. So I send that message because I'm from the so-called bad side of the tracks. And now I'm living on the so-called good side of the tracks. But I'm just on my one-track journey. And I'm asking the good and the bad to jump me on my new or my existing timeline that hasn't changed, which is that traditional cultural path.
It was wonderful today hearing you talk about Sema.
Yeah.
And, you know, there were a couple moments in there where I kind of got untethered. And then it brought me back when you talked about going on your fast and some of the work that you're doing. And let's talk then about the transformation that's happened in your life and how offering tobacco, a sema, is so important.
Well, from what I understand is that tobacco represents a gift from the Creator that allows us to use it to give back in prayer, to say thank you, and to help us maintain our health and well-being. And it's such a simple act, if you're in times of trouble, to allow yourself to offer this tobacco and give it to Mother Earth and ask for help, or just say, help me find a better place, or answers. And what you're doing is basically opening the door for the spirits, the grandfathers, grandmothers, and our beings out there that help us to come into our place to help us. Because there's a lot of people who are in trouble and they need guidance and they want help, but they're not opening up that doors. You know, they're not saying, come and visit me in my dreams. Come and help bring people in my life to help me on my new journey to heal. And that's what that tobacco represents, is that start, that initiation that says, I am gonna ask for help. Now come and hear my thoughts. Because some people don't know how to pray. Some people don't know how to say thank you, or live a life where it's like, I enjoy, or I enjoy what I'm having now, So it's kind of, when I was talking about tobacco, I said, let that tobacco be a start for you as an individual to connect with the power that may be out there, to let them work their so-called magic to come and visit you and say, this is what we think you should do.
Miigwech. This is Nick Vanderpye in Adam Beach for IndianCountryTV.com.